Welcome to part 4 of the React tutorials for beginners. So in this part we are going to learn about JSX. So this is the language in which the React code is written. So it is what it is. So what is JSX? JSX is the full form of JSX is JavaScript XML. It is the extension of JavaScript language syntax, but it contains the HTML in JavaScript. So when React was released first, everybody thought it is a completely weird thing, because what we are having actually inside a JavaScript file, all React code is written within a JavaScript file. We are having HTML within it. So this was never done before. So that was considered weird, but JSX is so simple, you soon get used to it. It is not something like rocket science, it is very simple. So what we do it, we write XML like code for element and component. So it is like XML. So we can have tag and tag names, attributes, children. We have children also. And one main thing which I have to tell, that JSX is not necessary to write a React application. It is a feature which has been given by Facebook to us to write a the React application, but it is not required. But JSX makes our code simpler and elegant. And JSX ultimately, it what it does is means whatever, even we are writing HTML, which you have seen in the previous part, it ultimately compiles to pure JavaScript which the browser understand, because there is a lot of a Babel and all those things in a React. When you do a create React app, there is a Babel thing, compiler, and all those things are there, which works behind the scene to convert everything. But as I have told, it is not a necessary, and we will see means what is the other alternative, and whether we can use that alternative instead of JSX. Why we are telling that JSX makes the code, React code, simpler and elegant. So we will look into that alternative also, which is to React. So this is our previous code. So previous code from previous part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this and see the React comment. I have used a shortcut of command and backslash, something like that. In Windows also will be there, and this is the way thing is commented. It automatically gave me, but you can write it manually also. This is how comment are there in React. So let me save it. So I am going to create a hello component here. In the components folder, let me create a hello.js. Okay, so another thing I want to tell, that the whole skeleton of the code can be done with the code snippet, which is a very good. I am using VS Code for a reason, because it has got a very good extension ecosystem, which gets very good good small plugins. So let me show. See, I will do RAFCE, and then I will press the tab button and see what is happening. So it gave me the whole skeleton, this. So I don't have to type it all. So why it gave me the whole thing? Because let me come here, this is the extension part. If you want to install anything, you have to just search for it. So I have this many extensions with me. I have a separate video for it, extension. You can, if you want, you can go through it. So this is the extension which I have, code snippet, ES7 React GraphQL code snippet. So you can go through it. So there are many shortcuts available. You just have to type it and then press tab, it will work. So like this. So let me save it now, and then let me close it, and I will have a h1 hello Bindu. Let me save it, but it will not come. Why? Because I have imported in app.js. Hello. Okay. So import hello from components. Hello, let's save it and see it have come. Now what I was telling that as you can see, this is JSX, means we'll soon see how to use some code inside it, means the variables and all. This is the simple, nothing, just like a h1 and all. We will soon see how to use something like variables, result of a variable, array, result of an array, all those things we're going to see soon. But right now this is a simple JSX code in which we have a div wrapping a h1. So there is another way, and actually this is the main way in which react is it is done internally also. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this out and show you that way, and that way is actually something known as react.create element which react provides us. So we need the return keyword again, just like we have it here. So everything have to be written, and that will be done by react dot create. See, it is already, it is showing me react dot create element, and then I want the div, then null, the second parameter, and third parameter is, let me show this, hello Nabindu. Okay, so let me save it now. So you will see this is not exactly what we wanted, and let me explain. This div is the what is wrapping it, and then this null is, I will come back to it soon, and then this hello Navindu is whatever you want to display within the null. Let me inspect it and show it. So I'm inspecting it, and see, it is coming like this, a div with hello Navindu, it is there. So but actually our code was not like that, there was h1 also there, so we missed the h1 altogether. So how to do that, h1 we have to bring. So in create element, what happens, we can put another create element inside it. See, if there is a 10 level of div, we have to do create element again and again and again. So like this. Okay, so let me show how to do this. So first, let me move them to them separate lines so it is more clear. At least it is more clear for me. So this hello Nabindu will not be like this. After it we have another h1. So how we are going to do that h1? Again, react dot create element, and then the h1, then the null, then the hello Nabindu, like this it will come. Okay, let me bring it down here. So this is what will convert into the above part. Let me save it, let me inspect it. Yeah, like this we are getting it. So this is how we can do it. So now, and you can already see how complicated it is. Suppose inside the h1 I have a span tag, then I have to again nest it. So this will become horrible if I have 10-20 tags, and it is not possible to do it like this. So you're getting at the point why this is so easy to do it, and this is the recommended way, and you will never see anyone do it like this, react.create element. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to see, what is this null. So this null, as in react, we can have something here, means suppose I want id, I can have it like container, and here I want a class folder. So how do I do it here? So here I have to do it like this, id container class boulder. Okay, so let me save it. And see, it came id container and class boulder. But there is one issue which we have. Let me go to the console and tell you. So we got a very big warning, which is the invalid DOM property class. Do you mean class name? So this is because in at the end of the day, we are using a JavaScript file. In JavaScript, class is already a reserved keyword which is used to create the class, and we need this within our HTML code. So in React, what happens? We need to give it as a class, not a class name, but as a class name. Gone. That big error is gone. This will convert. When it will convert to class also. But that big warning, it is not an error, it's a big warning that will be gone. So we have to use this class name. So this is what it is. So there's something means which is different in JSX. So let me tell that. And the difference is that means for class, just we have seen we have a class name, and there is a for keyword for when you do some label and input box in HTML, like that label is there in which we have for, and the input box in which we have ID. So that for also cannot be used in React. Whenever there is a for, we have to use HTML for, like this. And the property naming convention are in camel case. So what in camel case? So we're soon going to see that we have that on click handle which we have in JavaScript. It is all small case, but it is not like that. It is a on click. So this is what it is. Tab index become tab index, I become capital. So it is on camel case. So this completes our JSX thing, and we are never going to use this again. That's create element. It the code become way too much complicated with this. We are always going to use this JSX, and this is the benefit of it. So the next thing which we are going to learn is it is props. So props. So before state we are learning props. So there are only two main important topics in React. That's why it is so easy to learn and within no time. One is props, the other is React. Yeah, there are many small topics are there, but one is props and another is state. So we will learn about props now. So props, what are props? Props are a way to use some data from one component to another component. Till now we didn't pass anything from here to here to greet, welcome, anything. So this is just simple. We are showing the component, but we can pass something also from one component to another component. So that is where props comes. So it's better to show in the code. So what I'm going to do, let me remove it. I don't want this right now. I don't want this right now, but I want the greet right now. Okay, so what it is, greet. So I want to pass some props. Let me do it one. Let me copy it 3 times and let me save it. So when I save it, so I give the hello world. So let's close this, open greet.js. It has got hello world which has been shown 3 times. But what are props? We pass it as attributes props. So like this, name equal to JavaScript, name equal to Golang, name equal to shift. Okay, so we pass props as attributes. So right now nothing will happen, we're just passing it, but we are not using it. So how to use it. So to use it, we'll come here, we'll do props. Let me also do console.log props, and then instead of hello world, see another thing of JSX, the curly bracket. So if you want to any property which you want to use, we have to use it within the curly bracket. Okay, it's props dot name. So why we are using name? So this is a keyword. This is essential in a functional component. You have to pass it here in the parameter. You have to pass it here. Console.log I am showing. I will show what is this props, and this props dot name we have to do means name this name whatever. It is not required to name it name. You can name it anything what you like. So let me save it and see it is happening. This is I'm passing JavaScript, I'm passing Golang, I'm passing Shift, and it is coming. So let me also show what is this console.log props. It came from here for JavaScript, Golang. What it is actually an object with the key value pair of whatever we passed. It is that. So name, that's why we did props.name. This is object convention, as you might know that whenever we want to access some key of an object, we do it by props.name. So this is how we are doing it, props.name. Okay, so this much only is in props. So and there is another thing in props, a special type of props known as children. So we will learn about that special type of props, that children props. Okay, so let me go back to app.js. See here, when we are using the component, we are giving the backslash, because in React we can do it like this because it doesn't have an ending tag. But like this, we can have a this is also perfectly fine and it will not break the code, but that is a short form which we have. So let me change this also to greet. Okay, so this is also changed to greet and it is not breaking anything. And what is there is a children. So if I pass something between this, okay, and here I will do this, nothing is happening right now. But see one more thing, I have that console.log open. So there is something known as children. I didn't give any name here, but it is just known as children. So whatever we pass between the components, they are known as children. So and that they can be accessed like P, and you might have guessed how they can be accessed. They can be accessed by props dot children. This children. Okay, and let me save it. And I got a big fat error. Why it is? And the big fat error is telling me that adjacent JSX element must be wrapped in a enclosing tag. Did you want a JSX fragment? Okay, so it is just giving me that I can use a JSX fragment. So earlier in React, what we used to do, we used to wrap everything within uh, div, and it is required because in React what happens, it should start and end with the same thing. So here it is not starting and ending with the same thing, it's starting with the h1, ending with a p. So to get rid of the error, you can do this. See, the red thing is also gone. Let me format it a bit, let me save it, and it will be shown again. But as they have told that we should use a fragment, it is not required, you can use div also, but there is a problem with div. When you do react projects, uh, we face this problem because what happens, div is a block level element, so if you have some styles they will take it to the next thing. So there is something known as fragment in react. So what you have to do, you have to just use the empty bracket like this. It means nothing, it will not change your styles or something, so it is recommended to use. Okay, so just this, if you give, this is known as fragments. So this is done. Now we will use the class based component. Actually the concept is almost similar there in the class based component also. The concept is almost similar, and we already have a class based component which is the welcome, so we will reuse it. Let me show that welcome component to you. Just a class based component like this. Let me do 3 times again this. Let me save it. Okay. I don't want this console again. Okay, so again what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass something, a name equal to flutter, name equal to react native, name equal to java. So same way, the props, the passing of the props is done in the same way what we do in a functional component, because from here we can't even tell it's a functional component or a class based component. It is the same way. So after this, welcome, I want to pass some children also so that we can see that at the same time. So one thing will be changed. Let me pass something, language for cross platform development, Java. In Java, I'm not going to pass something like this. We can pass anything here. So I'm going to show that. What I'm doing, I'm passing a button here. Just a simple button. And so that now we have to use this. And as you have seen, we use in a functional component by passing the props parameter. But what we do here in a class based component, we don't have anything like the function parameter, so there is a special way to use it, and that is with the this keyword here. So here we use it with the this keyword. Again, I am not going to have this. Again, let me have a fragment first, because I'm going to have two things. So let me have a h1 here, welcome. So there we are using it through props in a functional component, and we're passing also, and then props are here. That this keyword is used, this dot props dot name. Okay, and similar, you might have guessed, I don't know why it is shifting, this dot props dot children, and let me save it, and it is coming perfectly. So welcome Flutter, this language for the cross platform web development. This is coming from here, this children. Second one doesn't have a children, so it will not be shown. The third one again have a children, and that is a button class. So we, as you might have seen, we have passed that button class, so it is been shown here. Click for Java. So this is the prop system in JavaScript. Not that much, not in JavaScript, in React, not that much stuff. only to consider is that this is used in class-based component, and a functional component we just pass the prop. So hope you have learned this thing in the this props and JSX in part 4. See you soon in part 5.